We like to build up all the anticipation.
Wait for it.
Let's say hypothetically that I don't know anything about fly fishing.
Yeah, right?
It was like this instant 8-way man crush.
I'm on the fence.
The time we've been doing this podcast, I've never seen Uncle Buck perk up his dolphin procreation. Like you just flipped up out of your chair.
Yeah, he just blew out his blowhole.
What are you talking about?
And that's pretty much my dream coming true is to actually meet you guys.
Yeah. Well, I'm the humblest guy I know.
Work and do trade shows in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. You meet some pretty wild guys.
You blew it!
I'm the worst PR person ever. Fire me.
Hey guys, you're listening to the Rotten River Pursuit podcast. You're in the current.
Oh yeah,
And
Current.
I'm back.
there he is. Who's that guy?
Did you miss me?
Do you remember how to do this?
No. I think all my stuff was screwed up.
What's all these buttons over here?
Yeah, even if they were the exact same, I still felt like someone messed with them.
He sat down and said, "Somebody touched this. What's going on? It doesn't sound right."
Well, luckily Goldilocks wasn't sleeping in his bed. So
Well, all I said is I wasn't here last week, so I don't know what happened.
It's back. I think it sounds good. We'll see. Let us know. Hey.
Comment.
you sound good from here, bud.
Oh, good.
Give us a
who are
review
you?
on iTunes. Comment.
Who is
So, I'm Will.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan.
I'm Catfish.
This is Dave.
This is great. Anything new this week from last week, but this week?
I want to talk about the ride I had up here, because the ride I had here tonight, I think, is the epitome of what's new and what's going on
The newest of the
in
new.
our worlds. Oh yeah. But before we do, if you don't mind,
Save it.
I want to give a quick John Boat update.
Oh, cool.
Right, so I'm doing a restore on my son's Christmas present, which he is not thrilled about. He does not want to be ice fishing. He does not want to be doing any of this other stuff, including restoring his boat. He wants to be sitting in his boat fishing.
Yeah.
And anyway, we are almost done with the teardown. So now I have
That was a lot.
all the carpets out of the boat.
Yeah.
The old dry rotted wood floors are up out of the boat. We've stripped down all the adhesive from the carpet backing and all this stuff that was on the
Sun-dried
aluminum.
night crawlers.
Yeah, all the sun-dried night crawlers. The boat is actually stripped down. It is looking amazing.
Down to bare aluminum.
Yeah, I'm getting down to bare aluminum on 90% of the boat at this point. I got a little bit of work left to do. Then we're going to drag it up to, we're going to take it up to the car wash.
Yeah.
And actually try to get this thing power washed down and cleaned out. Then we're going to dry it, wipe her down, and I'm going to start on the outside of the boat, strip the outside, get it painted.
It's going to look amazing.
It is so close.
Is Hunter going to let us do some black and orange?
Oh, yeah. We're painting it. They don't know it.
Right now, the only thing that is set in stone is the outside of the boat will be painted black.
Yes.
Then we'll work on the inside with the accent material. Do they make orange outdoor carpeting?
Yes.
They make a catfish camo.
Yes.
Ooh.
I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yes.
I don't.
He can fade that into the black.
Yes.
Nice.
We'll make it work. If it's for you and your boy,
Yeah.
I won't take 6 months to do it.
We don't have that kind of time.
Well, surprise, because we're building this for your birthday.
Yeah. No, as long as we have the right temperatures that the paint won't hear, we can make that happen. Absolutely.
Catfish camo.
Yeah.
And that's actually one of the reasons why I'm going with a black on the outside is because of the temperatures. I mean, we want to get this boat fishable as soon as the weather breaks, right? I don't want to be spending warm spring days working on the boat.
No.
I want to spend warm spring days fishing from the boat. So the reason I'm going with a black on the exterior of the boat is because the Flex Seal paint that you can now buy in a gallon jug.
You mean like the spray can.
Not the spray can. I'm not going to cut the bottom of the boat out and replace it with a screen door and then spray it down.
Because I'd be all for that.
But it's the same company that makes that stuff.
I mean, we can try it out with your boat.
No, we're not.
Okay.
However, they make a roll-on that they sell in a gallon jug.
Right.
Same type of stuff.
Okay.
It
Easy for you to say.
It doesn't stay like a soft rubbery. It actually hardens
It's almost like a bed liner, but not as hard.
That's pretty much
without the sand in it.
It's a boat liner.
It's gonna look good. It's gonna look real good.
It should be nice. And then I'm not concerned currently about any of the rivets on the bottom of the boat or anywhere that's at or below the water line. All those rivets are sound. We've already tested all that stuff. So get the boat cleaned. Flip it over, just double check everything, make sure it looks clean, strip off the paint, reseal it, get that nice matte finish, black exterior, then we'll work on the inside of the boat.
Some decals.
Put a nice fishing platform on the front, little deck on the back. It's going to be nice.
We're going to try to
2
develop
trolling motors.
the shoot through hull deeper system through the aluminum. Like I'm going to drill a 3-inch hole in the bottom of his boat and super glue some saran wrap so that the deeper can sit in that little hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should work.
It's an interesting test.
Yes.
We're not going to do it on this boat.
Dang it.
I think your kayak then. We'll
Never
do
let
it to
me-
your kayak.
Actually,
Stevie's kayak.
Talking about boat upgrades, Ryan, you better get to work because we got upgrades on your kayak too.
Yeah.
The rod holder on the back needs made.
I got to do the rod holder on the back. I bought a new seat.
Yes.
For the kayak. I want to put the rail system on because now I'm rocking the GoPro. I need to put my little flush mounted camera mounts for.
You're going off
for
the
fishing.
rails.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's going to be a crazy summer.
Yeah, it's no longer Where's George. It'll be Where's Ryan.
Yeah,
Where's Ryan?
I haven't
He
seen
gone.
I haven't seen Ryan in 3 weeks.
He gone.
he gone. Well, he said he was going out to City Island, but now he's in the Susquehanna Flats. Mm-hmm. So, I'll go over the dam. I don't mind. I'm doing it.
There's
You
like
know-
3.
Rebel.
I said dams.
Okay.
There's a pizza
Dams.
there's a pizza shop down in Middletown that'll actually or down past Middletown that'll actually deliver pizza to the boat ramp in Goldsboro.
Nice.
And we
I
used to
think-
do that during tournaments.
I think we should try that.
It's like right at the dam where Goldsboro is, they'll deliver right to that ramp.
Sounds
in.
perfect.
We need pizza now.
Yeah.
I'm not coming home, honey.
Bring it to the dams.
It's Friday. I'll be home Monday.
Whoever pulls the shortest straw has to paddle over for the pizza.
Stevie.
Or the guy with the electric motor.
I was going to say any kayak that has a trolling motor.
Will, go get the pizza.
I know. It's DK's the pizza runner. He's got the. What's your John boat size?
Yeah, it's like 16.
Yeah, he can hold like 4 pizzas.
We could build a pizza stone oven on that to keep it warm.
That's
You'd be the only guy with a pizza stone oven on a John boat.
Bring it over. I'm currently working on some boats. So
Cement some
bring 'em
bricks in
over.
a circle. You'll be good.
Sounds perfect.
That's really what's been new with me. Just a lot of work on that boat. Any chance I get. And we've had a couple of days of decent weather.
Here's the great thing, though. You keep using the word work, and it is hard work.
Yeah.
To putty knife all that old carpet off and that glue off. But, like when I work on the kayaks, there's a part of it that's because you can see the end product in your mind, like at least 80%, 90% of what you want it to look like. It's not work anymore. It becomes fun. Like it's the goals not to get to the finish line. It's you're doing it. Like
absolutely.
Building the boat is part of the journey.
And I think my son got to experience that a little bit.
Did he?
Like I finally, this was his Christmas present. It's his boat. And I let him have just a little bit of say in what some of the remodeling plans are.
Yeah. How much is a little bit?
Like maybe 0.5%.
There you go.
Of the 100% of changes.
But that's enough. That's more than I had at his age. So that's good that you did that.
But, I let him have his input. But I finally convinced him, to actually spend a little bit of time helping me work on the boat. Like he came down and we would rip out a piece of carpet. And then he's like, okay, it's cold. I'm going to go back up. And I'd keep ripping the carpet out. But every time there was a new part to the work being done, I would have him come down and check it out.
Yeah.
This week, when I brought him down and we were actually getting it down to like bare aluminum, I could see.
What's bare aluminum?
You
Well,
use
are you
it when
to
you're
the point? Are
barefishing.
you to the point that you need the wire wheel yet?
We've done the wire wheel.
Oh, you already did it.
In a couple of spots. The thing is, with the adhesive that they used for the carpet,
It just moves it around.
Roar.
eventually
Don't
the wire
actually take it
wheel will heat it up
Yep.
and move it around.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Been there, done that.
But
not on a boat.
but we got the actual scrapers, right? So we're not using like a putty knife. This is an actual like stiff-handled scraper
Yeah.
that we're using,
To get up in there.
like the stripper.
Yeah.
We're dealing with strippers now.
Oh,
so
boy.
I brought my son down. I'm like,
Heavy
this
duty
is a stripper. Wait a second.
Take some notes.
But this was the first time that he came down and he was excited about it.
Yeah.
Like he saw where this is going to end up. Because before it was like, oh yeah, that's a nice old boat. Or, oh, I guess I see what you're talking about. This is going to be my boat. Okay, yeah. And he sort of could see it. This was the first time it seemed to click. And now he was like getting to it.
Ryan doesn't know it yet, but I hunt every single day on Facebook Marketplace for a 20 horsepower Yamaha Jet, which
Yeah.
I don't really think they make one. 30 is the smallest, but one day I'll find one.
Yeah.
And it might be a little heavy for the back, but
We can reinforce that
oh
transom.
man,
Just sit everybody up front.
You imagine how bad that thing would fly with a little jet on it. We're going.
It's gonna fly. There's a 9.9 outboard gas engine and a 45-pound thrust trolling motor that's on this thing, and just the 45-pound thrust trolling motor is going to make this little 12-footer pick up. It's going to pick up a
I
little
see
bit.
the R2 John Boat race coming this year.
Uh-oh.
It's on.
Look out, DK.
Yep.
I have a contender.
Madeiras are coming.
Well, guys, I have to admit something. My
Admit
name
it.
is David Kyle, and I'm addicted to ice fishing.
Welcome, David.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you for finally saying it.
I've only been out twice,
It's about time.
and I'm full blown addict. I can't stop thinking about it. And of course, our ice is going away. But I'm looking up how far away places are that have ice, and it's just I'm fully committed to catching other things through the ice. Caught some trout, caught a sunfish, but I want more.
I know where there's some perch.
I heard
Yeah.
I got
Next
your first fish through the ice on film.
you did
Actually.
So that was awesome. It was great to be out.
You made it out too.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
out there for that.
Yeah, it was a couple of us. It was a really nice day, and we were drilling holes and finding where the fish were. And
I cut my finger on an ice auger.
yeah, the one that Stevie said was not sharp.
Yeah, he was wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stevie's
He
like
was-
that auger doesn't work.
Well, no, he was right about that. He was right that it didn't work. He was wrong that it wasn't sharp.
Okay.
He did something to it that it wouldn't bite into the ice.
Guess he-
and as I was trying
He
to make
grinds
a hole,
on it. Like he's like catfish is like, and it's like 10 inches. Oh, that was 10 inches. Stevie will grind on 3 inches for like 10 minutes.
And I don't know if it's the make and model that he purchased. I'm not entirely sure.
Actually, the blades are still sharp, but they tend to round up. Imagine a knife with a beveled edge on one side.
Yeah.
It runs on top of the ice. The blade ain't cutting in. It's just
Right.
running on it. But
And
the
that's-
blade can still be sharp.
Yeah, and that's exactly
Yeah, Stevie actually
The
heats the
experience.
ice and it melts away.
Yes.
Yeah.
because we had drilled, I think two or three holes I had drilled or helped my kids drill with somebody else's auger, and it was like that. It was like a knife through hot butter. It was only 3 or 4 turns, and we're through 8 inches of ice. So then we had grabbed this other auger, and my son's like working it, and I grabbed it, and
And
I'm
of course,
leaning
you
on
said,
this thing.
"What are you doing? You're doing that wrong."
Yeah, I'm like,
this is how it's done.
You're wrong. You're an idiot. Let me show you how to do it.
You're going
And I grabbed the
backwards.
auger and I flipped it over. I'm like, look at all this ice you have packed in here. Look, these blades aren't even sharp. And I cleaned off the ice. And then there's a blood trail.
You're like,
I can only count to 9.
You lied, Stevie.
Yeah. So, yeah, his blades were sharp, but something's up with the angle, like you said. Catfish like that.
Yeah, just not biting the ice.
It shouldn't take that many turns to go through that thick ice.
But that was a fun day.
Yeah, it was a great time. I just want more of it. You know, we were just jigging for some fish, and I grabbed Stevie had some tip ups in his sled, and I was like, "What are these? Let's try these out." And you know, I kept fishing with those, and actually, everybody was leaving as I'm pulling up my second trout of the day. You're beeping at me, Ryan, as you're going by, and I'm kind of waving, but I'm like, "There's a fish on." So
that was a good luck beep.
Yeah, exactly. So,
apparently worked.
Yeah, ended the day with 3 trout and 1 sunny. So it was pretty awesome.
See what's happening here, Will?
What's that?
So Ryan comes and joins our family and becomes an addict. Full-blown bass addict. Full-blown kayak addict.
I have a problem.
Now he's a boat builder addict. And then DK comes and joins our family, and you'll never see him again. Wherever there's snow and ice, he's gone.
Yeah. Have you been invited to do anything with DK yet?
No. I've invited DK to do something.
Yeah.
And in turn, I've kept his layout blinds, which I just now, the second I'm thinking about, I should have brought tonight because I totally blew that. They weren't going.
One thing at a time.
They weren't going in a new bed, so.
Yeah. Don't want to make that bed dirty.
No, I have not been invited, but in time.
There's still time.
There's time. He's new yet. He'll learn.
Brian has a roll-on bed liner for you.
Yeah. Did you guys know I have a cabin?
No.
What?
Is there a lake by it?
That's where
ice?
DK keeps his pontoon boat.
And the jet skis. The fishing jet skis.
A bow fishing skiff.
I'm glad you enjoy ice fishing. It's a good time.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just intriguing. It's something new to me. It's kind of different for our area, being like South Central Pennsylvania.
Anytime you can be a sportsman and have a new challenge.
Yeah.
And honestly, other than being cold out, it's not a super physical, challenging sport.
Mm-hmm.
Getting out there and getting back can be, depending on how far you're going and walking on the ice. People don't believe it. It's harder than walking on normal ground.
Well, the first day I went with Stevie, I forgot my ice spikes.
Mm-hmm. It's tough, ain't it?
And I fell like 3 or 4 times.
Well, not only that,
the next day I was like, "Why am I sore?" And it's just because there's, you got to stay a little bit more steady.
That's what happens when you go fishing with Stevie.
You got to crawl before you walk.
Exactly.
If you walk 100 yards down the blacktop road, or you walk 100 yards out on the ice, your legs are using like 3 times the amount of work. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It's muscle memory. They're not used to kind of the weird shuffling. It's all like people that, I've heard lots of times.
Every day I'm shuffling.
Guys that lift weights and stuff, they're like, "Oh, I can pull your 80-pound bow back." And then they pick it up and they struggle. You use different muscles to pull, bowstring back than you do doing other things. And walking on the ice is, can you imagine how strong them ice skaters' legs must be?
Well, now, see, Ryan's daughter had the ticket. She was ice skating between fishing holes.
What?
Yeah, she had her ice skates on.
I didn't hear this part.
She would ice skates.
She'd ice skate to get bait, and then ice skate back to the hole, fish for a little bit, need new minnow.
And this is why she's my favorite.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was like, "You have the ticket for the day. You won." So.
Yeah, she did pretty good.
She's gonna blow us all out of the water one day.
She's happy with that.
Why are you walking? I can see her now skating over.
Well, she brought her skates along. Ice hockey is her sport right now. And we said we're going ice fishing. She's like, "The lake's frozen?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, that's kind of how ice fishing works." She goes, "Well, I want to take my skates." I said, "Throw them in the back of the truck. We'll see how things go. Because I've never been ice fishing before. We'll figure it out." And we got there, and sure enough, the other end of the lake, kind of by in the summertime, what is the swimming area of the lake, they have it all shoveled off. They were skating out there. People were skating out there, maybe running a couple of pickup hockey games, things like that. So I'm like, well, let's walk over here and we'll go. Put your skates on. I'll let you skate on this area that's shoveled off. We did that for about 5-6 minutes, and she was like, "Well, I want to keep fishing. can I skate back over there where everybody's fishing? And I was like, I guess. Come out here and tell me if you can skate where it isn't shoveled. And she skated across it, and it was maybe like an inch and a half of snowy crustiness.
Yeah,
Wasn't
skate
too
cut
much.
right through it.
Yeah, skate cut right through it, and it actually helped her because she could stay more in control. Sometimes on the open ice, she gives it 2 or 3 pushes, and then she gets going a little quick, and she gets a little wobbly. But out there, she was on it.
It was on.
Yeah.
So to ice skate from hole to hole and to go get bait is a totally new concept to me. So, Addie, if you're listening, that's amazing.
I feel like I would look like Kathy Bates smacked my ankles after I was done.
We'd be your number 1 fan. That's for sure.
I guess. Last time that happened, it was ducks were flying over my head, and Catfish had to cut my waders off.
Yeah, that was a rough day. I can totally see a tournament, though. So we go out in the morning, like across Lake Erie, and we drill
On Rambo bikes.
on Rambo bikes, and we drill 15, 20 holes that are 100, 300 yards apart.
Yeah.
And you have to race, ice skate from hole to hole, and you can't go to the next hole till you catch a fish. Big money ticket.
It's like a biathlon, right? Is the biathlon?
By fish.
Yeah, where you
by fish.
shooting, you shoot
shooting
and
and
then
cross country
cross-country
ski and all that stuff. Yeah, this is a biathlon of
fishing, speed
fishing
skating.
and speed skating. I like it.
I love it.
Next Olympics.
It's patent pending.
Well,
Nobody can steal our idea.
we can't do nothing until we get the Rambo bike. So that
Yeah.
just justifies
You hear
us
us,
buying a
Kitech?
Rambo bike.
We're going
You know
to
what?
need you.
There are people out there that will do this race.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Something else, I realized I am completely out of shape for archery already. I haven't shot my bow since the first season ended in November. I hadn't drawn back a bow until last week, and now I'm 2 weeks into shooting a indoor 3D league.
Oh,
And when I get to about the second half of the 30 shots, it's getting tired. So,
Yeah. I missed out on that this year. You shoot on the Extreme 3D shoot?
yes, yeah. So, yes. Tonight,
things are getting a little wavy, a
exactly.
little shaky.
Yeah, the first 15 are good. The second 15, not so good. So
That's good to do it off season, though.
yeah, that I did it last year, and it helped me just get the mindset of yardage and constantly shooting at least once a week. It forced me to shoot once a week. So glad to start that up.
I think, Leanna and I started at Kinsey's at their Techno Hunt League, and we actually practiced a little bit. Not a lot. I can't say that we spent a lot of time doing it, but it's kind of paid off. We're definitely feeling confident, dialed in a lot more than we've been in the last couple of years. So I feel like I'm ahead of you.
So you're definitely ahead of me. So if somebody hasn't heard of a Techno Hunt, you want to fill that in?
It's just the Techno Hunt is the brand, and it's a video hunt that is scored electronically. You have these,
Big rubber points.
well, they're metal, but they're like a disc it's a flat, blunt.
Go to the movie theater and shoot a blunt tip into the movie screen, and that's
Perfect.
Techno hunting.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then
There's an elk walking left to right,
Try not to get
and you
kicked
need
out.
to lead it because the moment you shoot, they step forward.
And you can shoot a perfect heart shot, and it's biased until you missed.
It's electronically scored, so you got to take the good with the bad.
The
I mean,
computer
you
don't
can-
like you.
Yeah,
You can definitely hit that tree that's standing in front of that's in
Obstacle.
front of
Obstacle.
the animal.
It is extremely cool if you've not done it. Yeah.
yeah.
With that league, are you shooting a different video, like realm each week?
Yeah, it's a different.
So like one could
set.
be like
Scenario.
yeah, it could-
mountain goats or like the Rocky Mountain animals of the Rocky Mountain.
Does each
Yeah.
shooter shoot the same sequence?
It's a varied sequence, but they're the same set of slides.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So same
videos.
same animals, different order.
If three people were shooting together, they'd all have the same 10 shots in different sequence.
Might be North American whitetail. It might be African, whatever. It might be a mix of
large game of North America.
Yeah.
And there are archery shops all over that have this techno hunt, so please go try it.
Yeah.
But do yourself a favor and have a good sight on your bow that either lights up or has good fiber optics, because it can be tough to see in a darker area.
A lot of those places will be set up where the screen's lit, and then where the shooter stands is actually like blacklight.
Right, exactly.
So if you don't have good fibers in your sights,
it can be hard to see.
It'll be tough.
But it's a lot of fun. Even if you don't do a league, just find one to do.
Oh, they're fun.
A weekend afternoon. It's great on the off season.
The blended tips are the same grain. Just ask for whatever grain you shoot, 100 grain, whatever. They have them.
And you can totally practice in your living room at your big screen with the same blunt tips. No problem whatsoever.
Yeah, plasma screens love those tips. It's great.
Yeah, don't do that.
Tell Sony we said hi.
Yeah. Because you're going to need another one.
Well, a super fan, Adam Wood, actually started a 3D league.
Oh, he's the
same one I'm doing.
He was contacting me for some advice. Is he beating you yet? Because it wouldn't surprise me.
I thought,
being that I worked on his bow a little bit, and I gave him some advice.
I think he beat me this week.
Did he?
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me
I'm
at all.
so upset I didn't get into this.
Does not surprise. Adam, way to go, bud.
No, you can't start.
Yeah.
Is it all the same day?
I missed the deadline because I've been laying under the same piece of crap for the last week.
Here's what I told Adam, though, because he did ask.
Like, you could start our Kinsey's one right now. Like, you just have to catch up.
You just have to shoot a bunch of rounds the same week.
Or however you can catch up.
Yeah. What I told Adam, though, because he had never done a 3D shoot, indoor 3D thing like that, and I told him, if you're going to shoot for score, then you need to look at the targets, research the targets, and find out where the vitals are. The scoring rings, rather, not the vitals, the scoring rings.
Yeah.
I said, my problem is, anytime I do these shoots, I'm not shooting for score.
You're scoring
I
blind.
shoot the deer or the target like I was hunting it.
Exactly. That's what I do, too.
Regardless of the angle or this or that, I shoot it like I'm hunting it. And I said 9 times out of 10, you're going to score okay. But that 10 ring or the 12 ring, if that's what you're going for, is going to be in a different spot. As soon as you just tweak the angle a little bit, you would never shoot at that 12 ring in a hunting scenario. But if you want score, find the ring and aim for it.
This week there was 2 different rear-facing shots. So the
Texas Heart Shot.
Yes, the 3D target was set up where you had to Texas Heart Shot them. And
turkey.
Yes. No, one was a fox and one was a coyote. And I'm clean missed both of them.
Ooh.
It messed with my head because it wasn't I just completely got in my head of how to shoot that and missed. So
that's deeper than in your head, but that's just sad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to say about that.
I nailed the tree right beside the one, though. I mean,
my body won't let me shoot one at that angle.
Perfect shot on that Christmas tree right beside the one.
I'm so glad Adam's beating you.
Yeah, definitely. I'm horrible.
You want?
I'm glad you can drop 2 of the weeks.
You want Ryan to look at your bow?
Yeah.
Can you drop 2 of the weeks?
Yeah.
So maybe I can talk to Nate and tell him I won't drop 2 of my weeks.
Yeah,
I'll just shoot straight through.
Just roll.
I'll call Nate tomorrow. Maybe he'll let me do it.
Because even if you
I didn't know that because it's only week 2.
Yeah, this is week 2 now.
He very well might let
I
me.
mean, you can still shoot that till Sunday. You can get in there. You're only gonna drop 1 week.
I mean, I'd like to do that because I enjoy going down there to shoot anyhow.
Yeah, it's a nice shop.
It's about a 30-minute drive for me. So
yeah.
Do they have a pro class?
Yes. And it's called the Ryan Madera League.
Ryan Madera Classic.
Yeah.
Carp
class. Say I can't enter into an amateur shoot, but if they had a pro class,
Last year they had an alligator, and that shot always messed me up too.
You can shoot an
so low to the
amateur.
ground.
Shoot him.
Yeah, so low to the ground.
You can shoot an amateur class with an older bow.
Well, I can actually make it every week now.
I'd have to go.
Yeah.
I'd have to join with my recurve.
There is a separate recurve league.
But I would actually have to do my recurve in your league.
It's getting deep.
With the blindfold on while eating a corn dog.
Oh, he has no problem shooting with a corn dog in his mouth.
No.
Ask anybody.
So yeah, the leagues are going good, going well. I think, at least on our end.
My standpoint is that I'm shooting. The scores aren't reflecting anything because they're that bad. But
It's such a big help, though. To have that kind of repetition, I feel, I'd love to have, like, Phil and Stevie, guys who aren't, to have that repetition, especially Stevie, who doesn't hunt archery, to come in completely benign circumstances.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little bit of competition, behind it.
If you can learn to shoot archery instead of an indoor 20-yard range, if you can learn to shoot archery while judging yards while you're learning, is a better way to learn to shoot archery.
Yeah, but
your mind will pick it up easier.
That repetition is over and over, shooting.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And I just wish more of the guys would take advantage of these leagues.
And it's really the biggest difference between a techno hunt and an indoor 3D league like this is the fact that one's precise shooting at an animal that's moving, which makes it tough. And one, the animal's stationary, but you have to judge yardage.
exactly.
And so it's two different ways your brain has to think, and they're both challenging.
Yep.
They're both challenging in their own way.
My first hog hunt, the first time I ever, went for an animal with a bow, was a hog hunt and catfish, and every weekend I shot both. I did. I don't even know how far out. Maybe
We shot a lot.
Yeah, so I would shoot Kinsey's techno hunt, and then we'd be at Nate's every weekend.
Shooting in my
probably,
backyard.
I don't even know how long I was doing it, but that kind of melding those two processes together, definitely I will, absolutely.
We
led
would
to
go
a
down to
successful
Nate's
hunt.
old shop.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And we would shoot through that 30 targets.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody would be there. We would shoot through that twice.
Yeah.
Oh, that was when it was up on the second level,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You had
yeah.
a platform to
That was
shoot from.
cool.
Yeah, I like that.
I miss those days. We got to get back into that. And that's really one of the reasons that personally that I don't really head down to Extreme anymore. It's only 5 minutes further down the road. Their shop's amazing. I just really used to like shooting at an above platform position. And I think he has the room there to put 3 or 4 targets, just build some steps up on a platform and make it movable, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I really missed that about Nate's place was that you could shoot like you were in a tree stand situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime you can shoot from an elevated position, it helps the archer understand, especially if you can do it repetitively.
Yeah.
If you can take 2 or 3 shots at the same target and try different things. See what happens if you just drop your arm versus bending at the waist.
Yeah.
You can actually understand the difference, and that's why a rangefinder, modern-day rangefinders, will tell you the direct line of sight distance and what you should shoot it for from an archery perspective.
Exactly.
So if you don't bend at the waist, you really gotta take some stuff into consideration when it comes to those angles.
I'm glad you guys said that because you've inspired me to go back down there and start shooting again. 'Cause
Nice.
I miss it. I really do.
I mean, you were down there at Extreme not too long ago, and Will was down there not too long ago. I mean, you lost as far as the score goes to the other person that was with you.
I have no clue what
remember
you're
that at
talking
all.
about.
I remember it pretty distinctly, and I was shooting for hunt, but if I was shooting for score, you guys would have lost by a lot.
Jeez. Interesting.
Oh yeah, no. It's,
I'm just kidding.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I'm just kidding.
I'm ready when you are. Seriously. Let's
go now.
roll.
I'm using the crossbow.
Hold on, I'm cocking.
I have nothing new this week.
At all? Nothing new.
This may be the put it in the books. This may be the one and only current that in the last 2 weeks I have not been fishing or hunting. Well, we've been at ATA, so that does. Since ATA, I have no way to kill a goose. After that day, I haven't been out. After that day, I haven't actually been out hunting or fishing at all. Yeah, no.
You've been busy though.
Yeah,
I'm not doing what I want to.
But you got your new chariot to send you into the woods.
I got my old chariot still sitting that I probably put close to $1,000 into trying to save her, but she's been. I mean, I said earlier in the podcast, laying under that piece of crap, all week. But I've spent a lot of time laying under the truck, trying to fix a truck up this week.
Nissan Frontier.
Yeah, the 4-door Nissan Frontier short bed has just under 200,000 miles. It's been a great truck, but it's bleeding. Mm-hmm. It was there's blood trails of transmission fluid.
Take you to the blood.
And it was funny because I knew it. It was, wasn't leaking bad. Drip here, drip there. Older truck. But I got to the point where I went to back out of a parking spot a little over a week ago, and I put her in put it in reverse, and it just revved up, and then it caught, bang, and it backed up, and I went, "What was that?" So, and then a couple times at a red light here and there. The next day or two, I would, go to pull out, and it would rev up and boom, catch, bang, and then it would go, and it would drive. However, then it started making noise when you put it in gear, and I was like, man, and the fluid in it, but I climbed under it and just flashlights trying to find anything, tearing skid plates off, and it was leaking worse than I thought. It finally, the nick turned into an artery wound, and I was pumping $70 worth of ATF fluid in it just to drive it around, like two gallons of it to drive it to work and back. Like it was all 4 pints were pumping out. I was like, I'm just poisoning the world, dumping this on the ground. But yeah, so it's in the yard. I'm glad that it's been a good truck. I think it's worth about $1,000 the way it sits because I just put brand new tires on it before it blew up. Tranny's not any good in it. So
what'd you put into those tires?
$1,000.
Okay.
Yeah. They look real nice. That's why the truck's still sitting in the yard because I like looking at them new tires. So anyhow, I didn't have a ride. It's not an excuse not to go hunting and fishing, especially where I live, where you can walk out back. But I spent a lot of time with the truck, and then in turn, that spent a lot of time with me. Like, it hurt my back a little bit to lay on the ground. It's been cold out. A lot more hot showers, a lot more complaining, and I'm really happy that it's over with because I almost got into almost a negative attitude this week. I just didn't feel well about it, and I was gun shy. I was gun shy to drive the truck, So, and that's not a good feeling. So, I fixed it, and now I'm gun shy more. So,
what'd you do to fix it?
I bought a new truck.
Dun, dun, dun.
My first ever brand new truck. I never bought a new truck before, so it was. But I was down at Hanover Toyota here in Pennsylvania, and I was nervous. You know how I get when I'm nervous.
You fidget.
I fidget. I talk a little.
Talk a lot.
I don't get nervous very often, but when they're talking numbers like $600-700 a month, I was like, oh, jeez. What?
You smoke twice as much.
Yeah. So I started talking about the podcast because that makes me happy.
Yeah.
And before long, I had like 6 guys out for like an hour listening to a podcast in their showroom that weren't selling trucks to other people, laughing and joking and giving cards out. And they love us down there. So nice. My $710 a month truck payment is now $500 a month. So thank you, R2, for
That's Hanover Toyota.
Hanover Toyota.
They're great. They
come and get your truck.
And this guy, he was like, what insurance company you have? I said, State Farm. And it just dawned on me, the guy that sold my truck's name was Jake. And I went, Jake?
Jake from State Farm?
From Hanover Toyota State Farm. Like, that's how I remembered his name.
Yeah.
Because he
sounds hideous.
Yeah. He told me 2 or 3 times what his name was. And I'm like, come on, man, Little Turkey. Remember his name, Little Turkey. Damn it, what was his name? And as soon as he asked me what insurance company I had, I instantly remembered his name forever.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I got a new little gray truck, and it's different.
Where's it from?
It's from Toyota.
Hanover
Toyota. This episode brought to you by
Hanover Toyota.
But not really.
Come and get your truck.
It could be.
Hey, I'm Uncle Catfish, and I love my new Toyota Tacoma.
Where did I buy it?
Hanover Toyota.
They threw in the undercoating.
They did. Well,
Thanks for my undercoat.
They put some weird polymer clear coat something or other on it. I don't know what that is.
Sure.
That came with it. But here's the thing. I went down there and I saw the truck I wanted. I jumped in this truck. I loved this truck. I put our podcast on the Bluetooth. Never had that before. You know, I've never had a new truck like that had all the fancy stuff. And he's like, oh, this truck will stop if you go to rear end somebody. It'll just stop the truck for you. You can't hit anybody's side to you because it'll tell you not to. It's got a backup camera to tell you if you're going to hit something. You know, the seats will massage your butt if your legs fall asleep.
It's like Kit, like a Knight Rider.
And then as we're sitting in there, and he had me totally sold.
Catfish.
Right. Catfish.
He had me totally sold. And he looks at me and goes, oh, wait a minute. This truck's not four-wheel drive. And I went, what? Can't have a truck that's not four-wheel drive. What did you just do to me? I spent an hour and a half falling in love with this truck, and then we found out
that's not a truck. That's a porta potty.
Yes.
Dang it, Jake! I got a beard. Do you not understand? I can't have a two-wheel drive truck.
Turns out Jake's a goose hunter.
Yeah, well, he shouldn't have sold you.
Yeah, well,
he knew. But
he sounds hideous.
He didn't know it wasn't four-wheel drive either. We were looking for the four-wheel drive button on it. So
bless his heart.
They sent for a truck just like it. So I bought this truck that I didn't see yet.
Was Jake wearing khakis?
Yeah, I think so.
First thing wrong.
Maybe. He had a beard.
Is I'm wearing khakis.
He had a beard. I had to give him that. He had a beard.
Wearing khakis.
And
I have rubber boots on.
Jake and I talked about the
Why
fact
would you let me sit in that thing?
I was like, dude, I'm turning 40. I was trying to justify it. I'm turning 40. I deserve to buy a brand new truck in my life. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, I'm turning 30. I'm getting old. I went, piss on you, Jake. Yeah, no.
If I had 10 years, Jake.
You, Jake.
No, he was telling me, like, oh, I'm worried about 40. 40 scares me. I'm like, how old do you think I am, Jake? They sent for a truck, just like the one I wanted, but in four-wheel drive. It came from Eastern Maryland, so I had to wait 2 days. And all it really needs now is some meaty tires, and I think it should be pretty good.
Mm-hmm. It looks good.
There you go.
Drives nice.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Rides nice.
It doesn't smell quite like my other truck does.
Not yet.
I like the.
It's got the new truck smell.
When you fish and hunt in a truck for 200,000 miles, it has a certain aroma to it that's just not new truck.
There was something in my I don't know if it's the bibs from ice fishing that are still in the back of my truck. It stank so bad today.
I put a case of Limburger cheese in there. Did you get that?
Okay. Hey, thanks.
I put it in there for you. I didn't know if I told you about that.
Was I supposed to bring that in tonight?
You should have.
Okay.
You know what the hardest part about buying the new truck and the old truck being broken was? And it's almost a tie, but driving my wife's Mitsubishi Eclipse to work back and forth, that sucked. But this guy at work has like 17 kids. I don't know. He's got a lot of kids. He's a nice guy. His name's Trevor. He's very busy because he has all these kids. But he reloads his own ammo. He has a 350-acre farm. He has a 1,000-yard range where he shoots his .338 Lapal and his 300 Win Mag that he reloads his rounds and keeps charts and everything on ballistics. Like, he knows his stuff, but he can't hunt because he's got lots of kids because he's a good dad. So as my truck's broken and I'm in the process of getting a new truck, Trevor calls me really kind of for the first time ever, like, do you want to go coyote and fox hunting? Because I got them all over my farm. I'm like, what? I got no way to get there because I know kind of where the area where you're at, and the Mitsubishi Eclipse ain't going there. He's like, well, if you can't get on this farm, my family owns 7 other farms. We have 1,700 acres around Gettysburg. And I went, what? Why did you have to break down this week?
Why would you tell me this now? Yeah. Of all weeks.
So
I have a beard and I wear rubber boots.
You can't sell me this truck, Jake.
You can't tell me this now.
Jake.
Now you tell me you have 1,700 acres?
So if Trevor ever does listen to this, thanks for the invite. I hope we get to go coyote and fox hunting because every night it was a new excuse. I'm like, dude, my truck's broke. Dude, I'm buying a truck. Wait, I don't have my truck yet. They're going to get it tomorrow. And then they called me that day and they're like, sorry, man, we couldn't get your truck. It'll have to be tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, I could be hunting foxes and coyotes on a private 1,700 acres.
Oh my God!
That's connected to all the battlefields. What are you doing to me, Jake? Come on.
They were protecting you from the ghosts. There's ghosts on those farms.
Oh, I can't wait.
You don't want to mess with them.
I can't wait.
Ooh, catfish.
Yeah. I'm happy. I like my new truck. It's different.
It's cool, man.
I don't know. It steers different. It drives different.
Good morning, catfish.
Oh, wait. If this ever gets aired, I got to mention this fella, too. Darren Porter. Yeah, he's the finance manager down. Listen, Darren, I said I'll take this truck if it's $500 out the door. Don't tell me nothing different. Don't make it 501. I'm walking.
Yeah.
They did it. They finally figured out how to make this $700 a month truck $500. It took podcasting and talking and drinking all their drinks. Like, they wanted me out of there. I talked for 5 hours straight, never shut up. They finally wanted me to leave. However,
you filibustered them.
Nice.
This Darren guy, once I bought the truck,
Darren Porter.
Yeah, go.
He makes a good drink.
Go sign the paperwork with this Darren guy. He's super nice guy. Shook my hand, laughing, wants to hear all about all R2. And we sit down. He's like, you need gap insurance. I said, what? The hell is that? And he's like, no, seriously. It's the only thing I'm going to tell you really need. He's like, I was like, all right, well, give it to me. He's like, because if you wreck your truck and the insurance company don't pay for it, then this gap insurance through us covers the rest of it, so you don't have to pay like $4 or $5 grand if you wreck it when you leave here. I went, yeah, that sounds good. What's that cost? He's like, not much. So we get to sign the paperwork, and he shows me his papers. Whoa, Darren, what's this say? He said, it's $541 a month. I went, I said I wanted it for $500 a month, Darren. He went, you got it for $500 a month, but this is your gap insurance. We went around and around about how much bullshit that was.
Yeah.
That is not $500 a month. It says $541, Darren. We're going back to negotiations. Go back and get me Jake.
Where's Jake again?
So remember that if you go buy a new truck, when you finally get it for exactly what you want, there's a guy named Darren in the back that's going to add shit on every month.
And he's drinking porters.
Yeah, Darren Porter with the Gap insurance. Super nice guy, but he sells you stuff
Bless
you
his
don't need.
heart.
He's looking out for you. Not your wallet.
No, he's looking out for you. He sees you coming.
He has a 2-hour drive to work.
Ouch.
He comes up from D.C. every day, and I told him, I said,
Where?
You're like the most perfect guy
Hanover
ever.
Toyota.
So I got a podcast. You drive 2 hours one way.
Come in, get your truck.
You can get caught up in like a week back and forth to work.
Ask him if he needs a slogan done. Like, if he wants us to.
I honestly don't think they want anything to do with me again.
I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it.
There's a chance.
Yeah. Tim out back was like, there's a guy, like, they have an off-road shop there, too. And I ran into Tim, like, see that truck right there? I want my truck to look like that, Tim, next week. What's that cost?
Yeah.
He walked up to the window. He's like, I can do
That'll
that
cost
for
you
like
$30 extra.
Yeah, I can do that for like 13 grand. I went, what else you got, Tim? It was pretty nice lifted Toyota.
Oh. Well, tell them, I got 2 check engine lights on. I got to try and reset or something. But
I've never seen that check engine light before that says, hey, check your 4-wheel drive.
do something.
Do something about your 4-wheel drive, would you? I think it actually says something like that, too.
Stop sitting in your car. Do something.
Are they still on?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't on the way home.
Ryan's truck did that.
Yep.
Out to Indianapolis and back.
Well, that was the
transmission.
The tranny light.
Yeah. It just
What color is that light?
It's rainbow.
Ryan's truck got homesick. As soon as we left Pennsylvania, his transmission light came on.
Yep.
We pulled back into Pennsylvania. Within a mile or two, it went off. He went, well, we're home.
It just wanted you to get that meatloaf. As soon as you got that meatloaf, the light went off. Like, okay, we're good now.
No, man.
You don't need a tranny. Catfish has a meatloaf. We're good.
There's something wrong with my tranny that night.
You drop out the bottom, man.
Drop my tranny that night. I never want to talk about that meatloaf again in my life.
We don't have to. I'm sorry.
Oh, it was rough.
Sorry I brought it up.
Yeah, it's all right. The gravy on it was so good, it made it worth it. Truck stop meatloaf is bad. Truck stop gravy's amazing.
I heard. I can't. That was one of the. I was dying trying to edit that podcast last week.
I probably would have went for the meatloaf too. I got a soft spot for meatloaf.
Oh, it actually was good, but afterwards it
smelled delicious.
Listen, it was like it was like a little person. Like two little people stabbing you.
Just kicking their way out of you.
With like a little crooked knife and just repeatedly stabbing you in both sides of the guts.
Little Eddie.
Yeah. It sounded like a small volcano going off inside of me. And it was just bad. It was all bad. Don't do it. Don't eat it. Just don't do it. It's so horrible. I thought I was going to throw myself out of the truck at 80 miles an hour into the icy road to try to feel better. And, I'm trying to be polite. You try to hold one of those in, I mean, you can die inside.
Yeah. Well, you do die inside.
I did.
Lesser people have.
There's no putting windows down to make it better. It's not one of them deals. It was. I thought I was going to burn a hole in his seat.
I think you had a check anus light.
I did.
Pop on.
Oh, no, I did. Absolutely. It was. I've had a lot of gut pain before. I've even been, punched, kicked in the gut, whatever. I've wrecked a dirt bike that the handlebar smacked me in the gut, whatever. Been hit multiple times in foot, but then nothing compared. It was just straight up meatloaf madness, gut stabbing.
Meatloaf madness.
Yeah. Swallow a handful of glass sometime, and that's what it felt like.
It's like glass and gummy worms.
So hopefully next week for the current, I'll have something outdoorsy to talk about.
Nah, man, you're good. There's, it's one of those, the ice is melting. We're kind of in between. So
apparently I'm going, is Sean Holsinger ever going to hear this?
Probably not.
Apparently I've been invited trout fishing in the morning up at the Yellow Breeches.
Ooh.
And I'm off tomorrow, so I probably will go because there's not a whole lot else to do tomorrow with ducks and goose being out, which is a whole nother topic for the current. Somebody please go ask the Pennsylvania Game Commission for me why we have to take a week break in my area. It's just everything's out. You can hunt coyotes, you can hunt foxes, but you can't hunt migratory birds, geese, ducks. No. And then you can hunt them again. Go ahead, it's February. It makes no sense. It's like they give them a little break.
Yeah.
It's like winter break. I don't get it. Just let it in. My decoys get lonely in the garage.
That's what I was actually looking. I think I might trout fish Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Depends. If there's no ice and nothing else really to do.
The breaches are open.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I hear anyhow. I'm not a trout fisherman, so I'll figure it out tomorrow.
They're open.
Knock some dust off the rooster tails and get out the smallest rod I got. And
that's what I call Thursday.
I might just do that. Put my rubber bibs on and get out with one of the biggest catfishing rods I have and go up there and just mess with people and throw whopper plopper.
Just right down through the hole. Yeah.
I'm going to center pin a whopper.
Beat me to it.
You guys seen any trout lately?
Not anymore.
Nope. Just start throwing rocks in the water like a little kid.
You catch one and then rig it.
I'll get back up. Put a big old 0-aught circle hook through it.
Waiting for flatties.
Waiting for a flatty, guys. This has been fun. Pushing time, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
So, before we go, what is super current, we would like to tell Miss Leanna.
Ooh.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Miss Leanna.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Leanna.
When this show airs, we're going to be like 4 days out from the Great American Outdoor Show. And
yeah, buddy.
We locked down a place for our Rutten River Pursuits Sportsman's Night Out.
The dinner.
Our dinner. Tuesday night of the outdoor show. which is Tuesday the 6th. And we're going to be at the Appalachian Brewing Company.
ABC
on Cameron Street.
Yes, sir.
Right down from the farm show.
What is that, like 6 blocks, maybe? As the crow flies?
Yeah. Yeah, and they're hooking us up.
Do crows fly by blocks? Probably not.
You gotta tell-
Only miles.
Yeah.
Do they fly in flocks? What'd you say?
Exactly.
Okay.
They're pods. Pods of
crows.
I see pods of crows.
Pods of Crows was the name of my high school band.
Crows are always potting.
Yes.
Anyway,
ABC,
Appalachian Brewing Company.
That was a really good idea. I'm glad somebody came up with that.
Stevie told me to do it.
Yeah.
Is this upstairs?
Yeah, we'll be upstairs. They're giving us our own room, actually. And
have I been there before? Is this the place you did the podcast with Bruin View?
No.
Now, second floor is traditionally known as the Abbey Bar, but this is an offshoot of that, is what the room is that we're going to be looking at.
I'm excited. How far away is it from the Great American Outdoor Show?
About 6 blocks.
About 6 blocks.
As the crow flies.
So 1 mile crow fly.
I like it.
If
I'm excited
that.
for dinner that night.
Yeah, and it's going to be great. So if you are a fan of the show and you want to come Tuesday night, right after the show, 7:45, hit us up and we'll get you rolling for that event. And we do giveaways and it's just a sportsman's kind of appreciation.
I remember very well last year's R2 dinner where one of our biggest fans, we had a super fan there, and we actually gave him a signed T-shirt.
I think I know that guy.
With all the guys on it.
I might wear that signed T-shirt.
I remember another guy who was like, "Can I be with you guys anywhere you guys go? And I really appreciate everything you do. And I don't like to talk too much, but can I be on your podcast?"
That must have been Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll wear the T-shirt. Oh.
So what I'm getting at, guys, is come on out to our dinner because you never know what can happen.
You never know. I mean, seriously, and we're joking around, but we got 2 guys, 2 glorious
spots taken.
8 ounce.
Yeah, Will's not. Here's the thing:
8 pound.
The bottom line is Will isn't kidding when he says that the dinner's fun. It's a great time. It's right after the show, and they do giveaways. I mean, last year, as Catfish pointed out, I won a signed T-shirt. I also won a 6-pack of beer and the 8th spot on the podcast. So I'm just saying, stuff's up for grabs.
And that was like 7th place.
Think about
I got a hat and 2 stickers.
Yeah, look where you are now.
That was like 17th place.
So
we
just saying,
we just have fun.
Will gave out an
it's a
entire
good time.
outfit last year, so that was nice.
The one he was wearing, I think.
Shirt off his back.
I was a little jealous. I liked that outfit.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
Now, if anybody is in town Tuesday night, don't miss this opportunity.
Dinner
good
night.
stuff.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That's it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the current, David Kyle, where can they find us?
You can find us at RuttenRiverPursuits.com. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Just search Rutten River Pursuits. Find us on YouTube at Rutten River Pursuits Podcast. We'll see you guys next week on The Current.
You get swept up.
Oh, yeah.
Come find us at the Great American Outdoor Show.
All right.
See ya.
See ya.
Reagan Weedless.
I miss it. I really do.
I mean, you were down there at Extreme not too long ago. And Will was down there not too long ago. I mean, you lost as far as the score goes. So the other person that was with you.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
I remember it pretty distinctly. And I was shooting for hunt, but if I was shooting for score, it's by a lot.
Interesting.
That was Fearless
Ferris.
Chicka,
What did I
chicka.
say?
Fearless.
Fearless.
That was Fearless Barrelers.
Him too.
That's the Lithuanian Ferris Bueller. Fearless Bears.
He's an extra small.
He's a little Eddie.
I never had me no smoked mac and cheese, Ferris.
That Eddie thing.
Oh, you jerk.